Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Nnamdi Kanu heads to court. Reject new directives for secret trial. Nnamdi Kanu heads to court. Reject new directives for secret trial. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Hypo, Nnamdi Kanu, has gone to court to challenge the practice direction of the Federal High Court, which ordered that his trial should be done in secret. Kanye daily recalls that the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Itoho, had released a new practice direction for the trial of terrorism cases before the court. Justice Itoho said the new practice direction is in the exercise of his constitutional powers as enshrined in Section 254 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Under the new arrangement, the court said media coverage of proceedings is strictly prohibited, save as may be directed by the court. A person who contravenes an order or direction made under this practice directions shall be deemed to have committed an offense contrary to Section 34(5) of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011 as amended. The direction states: Nnamdi Kanu reject secret trial. The IPOB leader in the origination summons filed by his lawyer Ifeanyi Ejiofor asked the court to declare Justice John Itoho directive invalid, null, void, and of no effect whatsoever. He asked the court to declare that the provisions of Order 3 of the Federal High Court Practice Directions on Trial of Terrorism Cases 2022 were already the subject of Section 36, 4A and B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, and consequently, they are at use, inoperative, and outrightly ultra-vires. Kanu also wants an order of perpetual injunction restraining the defendant, whether by themselves, servant, agent, privates, and all other officers and agents of the Federal High Court of Nigeria from applying and enforcing the provisions of the Federal High Court Practice Directions on Trial of Terrorism Cases 2022. Others reliefs were a declaration that the failure of the first defendant to first seek and obtain the approval of the Federal Executive Council or the National Council of Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria prior to enacting the Federal High Court Practice Directions on Trials of Terrorism Cases 2022 as required by Section 44 of the Federal High Court Act renders the Federal High Court Practice Direction on Trial of Terrorism Cases 2022 ultra-vires null and void. A declaration that Order 3 Rules 3B and D of the Federal High Court Practice Directions on Trial of Terrorism Cases 2022, which respectively empower a Federal High Court trying terrorism cases to receive evidence by video link and to receive written disposition of expert witness, i.e. consistent with items 23 and 68 of the exclusive legislative list, as well as paragraph 2b of part 3 of the second schedule to the Constitution, which confers on the National Assembly the exclusive power to make rules of evidence, both substantive and adjectival, and are therefore ultra vires, null, and void to the extent of the inconsistency. A declaration that Order 402 of the Federal High Court Practice Direction on Trial of Terrorism Cases 2022, which provides that a person who contravenes an order or direction made under these directions shall be deemed to have committed an offense contrary to Section 34(5) of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011 as amended, isoteos and inoperative because the National Assembly had already covered the field via Section 34(5) of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011 as amended. A declaration that the rulemaking powers of the first defendant under Section 254 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, is limited to the premises of the Federal High Court and do not extend to outside its perimeters, which are under the exclusive responsibility of law enforcement agencies such as the police, PSS, etc. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.